I'm smarter than you, Ricky. Back in school, there was this one kid in my class who always had to be the center of attention. His name was Ricky, and there's always a Ricky, right? This guy was the worst. Like every single day, he'd find some new way to annoy everyone. He'd make weird noises during math class. He'd throw paper balls when the teacher wasn't looking. He'd copy your homework and then act like you were the cheater when you got mad about it. But the thing that really drove me crazy was how he'd mess with people and then play victim the second a teacher showed up. Classic Ricky move. So, one afternoon in English class, we're reading some boring story about a guy and his dog or whatever. I'm actually trying to pay attention because we had a test coming up and I needed a good grade. Ricky's sitting right behind me, and he starts kicking the back of my chair. Not hard enough to make noise, but just enough to be super annoying. Kick, kick, kick. I ignore it at first because I know that's what he wants. A reaction, but he keeps going. Kick, pause for like 30 seconds. Kick, kick, another pause. Kick. It's like Chinese water torture, but with foot tapping. I can't concentrate on anything the teacher's saying. I keep losing my place in the reading. My eye is starting to twitch. This goes on for like 20 minutes straight. The whole time I'm thinking, just ignore him. Just ignore him. Don't give him what he wants. But then near the end of class, he does this really hard kick that actually moves my desk forward a little bit, and something in my brain just snapped. I whipped around in my seat and gave him the biggest middle finger I could manage, right in his stupid smirking face. Immediately, and I mean the second my finger went up, Ricky starts pointing at me and yelling, "Sir! Sir! He swore at me! He gave me the finger! Sir!" Now here's the thing you gotta understand. This was a Christian school in the mid-90s. Swearing was like the ultimate sin. Kids got suspended for saying damn, so giving someone the finger was basically asking to get expelled. Our teacher, Mr. Davis, comes walking over with this disappointed look on his face. Ricky's still pointing at me going, "He did it, sir. I saw him. He swore at me with his finger." Mr. Davis looks at me and goes, "Is this true?" And without missing a beat, I look him dead in the eye and go, "No, sir. I have no idea what he's talking about. I was just reading my book." Mr. Davis sighs really loud and asks me to follow him into the hallway. My heart's pounding because I'm thinking, this is it. I'm dead. My parents are gonna kill me. We get outside and he closes the door. He looks at me and goes, "Did you give Ricky the finger?" "No, sir. I swear I didn't do anything. I was just trying to read." He stares at me for like 10 seconds. Then he goes, "Okay, but if you were gonna give somebody the finger, how would you do it?" I'm thinking, this is weird, but okay. So I put on my most innocent voice and go, "Well, sir, I don't really know, but if I was forced to, I guess." And here's where I got genius level smart. Instead of showing him the middle finger that I actually used, I held up my index and middle finger in a V shape, which was like the old British way of flipping someone off. Mr. Davis nods and sends me back to class. Then he calls Ricky out instead. I'm sitting there trying to look totally innocent while my heart's still racing. About 2 minutes later, I hear voices getting louder in the hallway. Then Ricky comes back into the classroom looking absolutely miserable. Mr. Davis follows him in. Mr. Davis goes, "Ricky has something he'd like to say to the class." Ricky's face is bright red and he looks like he wants to disappear. He mumbles, "I'm sorry for disrupting class and making false accusations." Then he has to apologize to me personally, in front of everyone. I'm sitting there trying so hard not to smile, because I realized what happened. When they asked Ricky to show how I flipped him off, he showed them the middle finger, which didn't match what I had shown them. So now it looked like Ricky was lying and trying to get me in trouble for no reason, which technically he was, just not in the way they thought. Ricky never bothered me again after that, and I learned that sometimes being smart beats being honest.